Hello, and welcome to another Ranger's unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the WZ-551 APC. So I know what you may be thinking, this thing's just a VAB copy, isn't it? It looks very similar to a VAB, and I thought about it as well for the longest time. But there's actually quite a few differences with this compared to the VAB. First one being it has 6 reels compared to 4, as the actual chassis, the core design of the vehicle is based off a Chinese 6x6 truck, which is actually just a design copy of a Mercedes-Benz truck. Also is a little bit bigger compared to an actual VAB and has a different internal layout. Anyway, the WZ-551, or eventually be known as the Type 90, was first developed in the mid-80s, but it really wasn't until the mid-90s when it actually entered into official service. You see, there was a lot of experimentation with different weapon systems for this platform. They were experimenting with 100mm cannons for an assault gun, ATGMs for an ATGM platform, but eventually they ended up agreeing on using a 25mm autocannon. Originally it was supposed to be a French Giat autocannon, which they tried to actually fly in because they needed it now, but due to the UN arms embargo they ended up going with an indigenous design, which is actually just a bored out ZU-23. And there's also a 50 cal variant of this vehicle. Now, even though it's a vehicle you may have not really seen a whole lot in media, it's actually been exported to a crap ton of, unsurprisingly, African and other Asian countries, where it's used in all sorts of platforms with all sorts of weapon systems. In-game, the WZ-551 is a 15-point APC available to the Chinese. It is one weapon, and that weapon being a 25mm autocannon with 390 rounds of ammunition, 1.7 km range against ground targets, 1.5-ish against helicopters, 25% accuracy, 10% while moving, 2 AP, 1 HE, and 450 rounds a minute. It's an alright autocannon, it's not the best one, it's not the worst one, but it is still an autocannon, and as a cardholder member of KOTOR Autocannon, I do quite like my autocannons. Down to miscellaneous stats is 2 frontal armor, 1 at side, 1 at back, and 1 at top. 10 HP, medium size, poor optics, a speed of 80 km off-road, 150 on the road, poor stealth, fantastic fuel autonomy, it's even amphibious and quite fast for an amphibious unit, is a prototype, and is type restricted to marines and motorized decks. So in battle, the WZ-551 is basically just a VAB T20/13. You'll actually have quite a few improvements. The autocannon is better, and also at 1 extra frontal armor actually goes a long way when dealing with enemy units which have autocannons and low AP weaponry. That 1 armor can actually save you quite a lot. However, comparing it with the French VAB is not that useful, because there's another autocannon unit available to Red Dragons, that's the BTR-80A, or really a Russian BTR-82, which is, in the wargame universe, been given to the North Koreans. No, it's not historically accurate, but who cares, the Canadians get the Chimera. Anyway, it is slightly better, because it has that 2-side armor and a better autocannon, but apart from that, the WZ is a better unit in total, because it's cheaper, and those 5 points, especially at low costing units, goes a long way. And you also have some really good infantry options which can be transported in the WZ, from the Zhanshi 85 and the SPG troops, which makes this a good cheap spam unit, especially the Zhanshis, because even though they're not great against fighting infantry, they do have a decent RPG for dealing with armoured vehicles. And of course you got the Li Ren and the Li Jian, which are absolute top tier Red Dragon infantry units, backed up with this WZ. You got some extreme firepower. And really this unit has one major role, and that is to facilitate Red Dragon Moto Gang pushes, because this is such a good Moto Gang unit. The infantry unit selection, as we just went over, pretty awesome. It's as fast, you can use these at the start of the map to get those Li Jians, those Zhanshis, those Li Rens up into the battlefield ASAP, and then you can pretty easily hold a lot of town and forest positions quite well with the infantry quality, and then the WZ can continue doing harassing fire, go round the flanks, or just help you with direct line fire support. Of course, it's still an APC, it's going to die to most frontline combat engagements, but for 15 points, it's pretty much the bare basics of an autocannon APC, And it's good for the price, honest to god, like you don't have to get that many kills of it to really pay yourself off. And overall, this is just a good unit, especially for Red Dragon Moto Gang, which is one of my favourite playstyles in the entire game. It's one of my favourite decks. And this is just such a key aspect of making Red Dragon Moto work. Yeah, I'll leave it off at that. It's been another Angry Unit of the Week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.